Okay, we're back. I'm Michael Purdy here with Jeff Goin, just back from Europe, and we're just honing in on the payoff of this whole story. We're talking about the clover leaf.
Right. Well, I made it to 7th, and that put me in the top 8, which meant I was in the finals. The finals was an elimination match of clover leaves, where they would simply pit. They took the 8 pilots, 4 and 4 on each course, so you flew against another pilot. I flew against an amazing pilot and another great human, Alex Mateos, who's 17 years old. He's flying a top 80 and a 20-meter Viper. Actually, the top 3 wings were all Vipers, so that's a pretty good competition wing. But, I mean, it's the pilot's skill that makes it so. And this Alex just cleaned my clock on the cloverleaf. I mean, I knew it. You know, I knew I didn't have a prayer, but I just figured I'm going to go out and do my best. And had I flown with any 2 of the other 4, I would have won because they missed a stick or went the wrong way.
Oh, boy.
So I would have made it into these.
You're with a guy that has no fear at 17.
He has no fear, and he has a lot of skill.
Right.
I mean, I've watched him. I've watched him fly. I watched him kite briefly, but I wish I would have done that more. You know, I'm concentrating on just trying to do my best,
Sure.
so you're not able to pay quite as much attention. But then so they eliminated 4 of the pilots, and then the 4 remaining pilots flew. Well, one of the pilots had a pretty bad crash. He was flying against Matthew Rowanay and came around a turn, hit his wing, and took a collapse. He was flying, I think, a Fusion, but don't quote me on that. The results are on footflyer.com. If you go over there, I've got all the equipment listed. You can go to the log and see the equipment. There's a link. But he was obviously out, and so that left the third place guy flying against, there was one more round. So he wound up in third place. That was the 17-year-old Alex. And then it came down to Laurent from Canada, Laurent Salinas, and Matthew. And boy, all these races were extremely close. I mean, they were within 1 second of each other.
Wow.
1 second. So it was a photo finish as these guys raced around the cloverleaf, and Matthew wound up on top by, I believe, maybe 2 or less seconds.
That's
so
incredible.
It really was incredible, and some very talented pilots. But it was surprising how, you know, there were some blown launches. So I get grief every now and then when I tell people, hey, the most difficult part of this sport is launching, especially in no wind, and we definitely had some of that. So you just got to be able to launch every time. That's a given.
So we're about out of time. You got to go to Roy's show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So wrap it up for us. Tell us. I mean, you ended up with 6th place.
I was in 6th place at the end because of the 2 guys. You know, I beat just by virtue of the fact that I did it right. And Matthew was the gold. Laurent was silver, and Alex was bronze. It was an incredible experience for me. If I had more time, I'd tell you the most dangerous part of the entire experience was driving in Italy.
Hey, you know what, though? You did a great job, and we got to commend you. 6th place, best pilots in the world, and you were actually practicing, which I knew was going to pay off well for you, and it did. And just congratulations. You really did a great job.
Thanks a bunch. It was an awesome experience.
All right. You got to go.
All right. Hey, it's been a pleasure.
All right. I'm Michael Purdy with WorldPPG.com, wrapping up with Jeff Goin. Thanks, Jeff.